Conor McGregor didn't call him a movie guy to be funny. He called him that to own the room. Because when Conor speaks, he isn't talking, he's taking space. Los Angeles, California, a gym tucked behind bright streets and louder egos. No billboard, no velvet rope, no crowd spilling outside, just a door, a hallway that smells like disinfectant and old sweat, and a room that tells the truth to anyone brave enough to stand still inside it. The ring sits in the center like a platform, not a stage, something more honest. A place where excuses don't last long, and reputation doesn't count unless the body agrees. Tonight the room is full without being public. Not an event, not a press conference, not a promotion. A gathering. Coaches, fighters, sparring partners, a few men who claim they're just watching but stand like they're afraid of missing history. And the reason they're here is simple. A voice, a mouth that never learned how to be quiet. Conor McGregor. He's not wearing gloves yet. Not wrapped like he's going to work. He's dressed like the room belongs to him anyway, loose, confident, smiling the way men smile when they're already sure they're the most dangerous person present. Conor doesn't enter a space. He takes it. He stands near the ring ropes with his shoulders relaxed, chin slightly lifted, eyes scanning faces the way he scans opponents, searching for weakness he can turn into a sentence. And when Conor speaks, the gym changes temperature. Because his voice isn't just loud, it's designed. It lands like a slap and then smiles like it was a joke. Someone in the back mentions a name that doesn't belong in an MMA gym. Not in Conor's world, not in any world where real is measured by rounds and blood. Bruce Lee. Conor's grin widens like someone just handed him a gift. Bruce Lee, Conor repeats. He says it slow, like he's tasting it, like he's about to decide whether it's worth chewing. A few men chuckle. Conor nods, encouraging them. Look, Conor says, spreading his hands like he's being fair. I've respect for a man who can sell a story. He pauses, then he tilts his head and delivers it clean. Movie guy. Not shouted. Said like a fact. A couple people laugh again, nervous laughter. Not because the insult is brilliant, but because Conor makes it feel dangerous not to laugh with him. Conor keeps going. Fast hands on camera, he says. Beautiful angles, perfect lighting. You can do anything in a film. He taps the ring post lightly with his knuckles. But this, he says, gesturing around the gym, this is not film. He points at his own chest. This is real. He points at the heavy bags. Real. He points at the mat. Real. Then he smiles again, sharper. So if Bruce Lee's kung fu is real, Conor says, bring him. I'll stand right here. I'll give him 10 seconds. The room tightens. 10 seconds sounds like nothing until you realize Conor isn't offering 10 seconds to fight. He's offering 10 seconds to humiliate, because Conor's gift is understanding what people fear most, not pain, embarrassment. He wants Bruce to swing and miss in front of witnesses. He wants Bruce to hesitate. He wants Bruce to look like a myth under harsh light. He wants a moment, and Conor doesn't just want it for himself, he wants it for the internet. But this isn't the internet tonight. This is a room that remembers. The rumor travels the way rumors always do, faster than intention, faster than respect. It reaches the kind of people who know Bruce Lee's name not as a brand, but as a philosophy. And it reaches Bruce Lee the same way all challenges reach him, quietly, not as an insult, as a lesson looking for a teacher. Bruce Lee is in a smaller training space when he hears it. No ring, no posters, just students and work. A student tells him what Conor said, and even the student sounds uncomfortable repeating it risks making it true. Bruce listens. No anger, no theatrical pride. He folds the story down into one small word. Interesting, Bruce says, and his students know what that means. It means Bruce will not argue with noise. He will demonstrate. A meeting gets arranged the only way it can be arranged, when two worlds shouldn't overlap. No cameras, no official media, no promotional posters. Just a private gym, a controlled room, and witnesses who know how to watch. Conor agrees because Conor believes he can win any room. Bruce agrees because Bruce believes rooms reveal the truth. That night arrives. The gym lights buzz faintly overhead. The ring is bright. Everything outside it is shadow. Conor stands near the ropes, smiling like the main character of a story he already wrote. He turns to the gathered men. All right, he says, voice carrying. Where's the movie guy? The door opens. Not dramatically, but the room shifts anyway. Bruce Lee enters. No entourage, no swagger. Plain clothes, calm face. He walks in as if he's stepping into weather, not into a challenge. His eyes travel once quick, clean. He notices the exits, the bodies, the angles, the mood. Then his gaze settles on Conor. Conor's grin widens, but there's a small change behind it. He expected Bruce to feel like an idea. Bruce feels like a person. Not big, but present. Conor steps forward. "Bruce Lee," Conor says, loud enough for the witnesses. "So you decided to leave the screen?" Bruce nods once. Conor circles him like he's already in a fight. "You know what they say about you?" Conor asks. Bruce doesn't answer. Conor answers for him. "They say you're the fastest. They say you're the smartest. They say you've got real power." Conor laughs and shakes his head, "And I'm telling you, that's a lovely story." He leans in. But stories don't stop a left hand. The room murmurs. Conor points at the ring. "Get in," he says. Bruce looks at the ring, then back at Conor. "No," Bruce says. Conor blinks. The room blinks with him. Conor's smile tightens. "No," he repeats. Bruce's voice stays calm. "I am not here to fight," Bruce says. Conor scoffs. "Then why are you here?" he asks, voice rising a fraction. Bruce answers without hurry. "I am here to test what you call real," Bruce says. Conor laughs. "You'll test me?" he says, as if the idea is comedy. Bruce nods. "Yes." Conor turns to the witnesses, spreading his hands. "Listen to this," Conor says. "He wants to test me." A few men chuckle. Conor points at Bruce's hands. "So test me," Conor says. "Hit me, kick me. Do your little." Bruce interrupts him softly. "No striking," Bruce says. Conor's smile freezes. "What?" Bruce points to a clear piece of floor near the ring apron. "Stand there," Bruce says. Conor looks at the spot like it insulted him. "That's the test?" Conor says. Bruce nods. Conor laughs. "But it's a little too quick. A little too performative." "Fine," Conor says. "I'll stand." He steps onto the spot. He plants his feet. He squares his shoulders. He looks around, making sure everyone sees his confidence. "This is stupid," Conor says, grinning. "Go on then." Bruce steps closer. Not into fighting distance, into awareness distance. Close enough that Conor can feel the presence. Bruce raises one hand. Not a fist. An open palm, relaxed, held at eye level, near Conor's line of sight. Conor laughs again. "That's your weapon?" he says. Bruce doesn't respond. He watches Conor's breathing. He watches Conor's shoulders. He watches the small tension Conor carries even when he's pretending to be relaxed. Then Bruce speaks quietly. 10 seconds, Bruce says. Conor smirks. 10 seconds of what? Conor asks. Bruce answers. "Do not react," Bruce says. Conor's grin is wide now. "I don't react," he says. Bruce nods as if he expected that lie. "Start," Bruce says. The first thing Bruce does is nothing. He holds still. That stillness makes Conor's nervous system itch, because Conor is built for movement, for pressure, for rhythm. Stillness is unfamiliar territory. Then Bruce moves his hand fast, small, clean, a feint toward Conor's eye line. Conor's head pulls back. Not much, but enough. The room notices. Conor laughs quickly to cover it. "Ah, come on," he says. That's Bruce feints again, slightly lower toward the throat line. Conor's shoulders jump. A tiny twitch. A reflex. The laughter in the room dies. Because now it's not a joke. Conor's smile stays, but it's being held up like a mask held by tired fingers. Bruce's feints are not punches. They are questions. Questions. Conor's body answers before his mouth can. Third feint toward the jaw. Conor blinks hard. Fourth feint toward the ear line. Conor's neck retracts slightly, not because he decided to, because his body did. 5 seconds pass. Conor's grin isn't a grin anymore. It's teeth. 10 seconds aren't long unless you're trying not to react to something designed to trigger reaction. Bruce changes rhythm. Slow, then fast. Conor flinches bigger. One step backward almost. He catches himself. The witnesses lean forward. This is the part nobody expected. Not violence. Exposure. Bruce stops. "Stop!" Bruce says. Conor stands there, trying to look unaffected. But his breathing is louder now. His shoulders are higher. His eyes are sharper, not with confidence, but with irritation. The irritation of a man realizing he lost something without being hit. Conor forces a laugh. "That's your test?" he says. Bruce nods. Yes, Bruce says. Conor points at him. That proves nothing, Conor snaps. Bruce looks at Conor calmly. It proves you live in reaction, Bruce says. Conor's jaw tightens. He looks around for support, for laughter, for someone to say this is silly. But the gym is quiet, because fighters recognize truth even when it's inconvenient. Conor tries to turn it back into a fight. Get in the ring, he says. Let's do it proper. Bruce shakes his head. No ring, Bruce says. Conor's voice rises. So what is this then, he demands. Bruce answers simply. This is control, Bruce says. Conor laughs again, but it's angry now. Control? He spits. You're trying to tell me I don't have control. Bruce nods. Yes, Bruce says. Conor's eyes narrow. Say it again, Conor says. Bruce doesn't repeat it. He demonstrates again. Hands behind your back, Bruce says. Conor blinks. What? Bruce's voice stays calm. Hands behind your back, he repeats. The witnesses murmur. Conor's smile returns briefly because his pride wants to treat this like a trick he can beat. Fine, Conor says, loud. Hands behind my back. He places his hands behind him. He stands taller, as if posture can replace control. Bruce raises his open palm again. 10 seconds, Bruce says. Conor nods sharply. Go on, he says. Start, Bruce says. Bruce feints. Conor flinches. This time there's no excuse because his hands are trapped behind him. No guard, no covering. The flinch is naked. Bruce feints again. Conor's shoulders jump again. Bruce changes rhythm again. Conor's head snaps back. The gym is silent. Not because Conor is weak, because Conor is honest for the first time, and honesty looks ugly when you built your identity on dominance. Bruce stops. Stop, he says. Conor exhales hard through his nose. He tries to smile, but the smile collapses. All right, Conor says. So I flinch. Big deal. Bruce's eyes stay steady. Fighting is not flinching, Bruce says. Fighting is choosing. Conor scoffs. I choose plenty, he says. Bruce nods. Yes, Bruce says. After. Conor freezes. Bruce continues calm. Your body chooses first, Bruce says. Then your mouth explains. A few men in the crowd shift uncomfortably, because they've seen it. A fighter gets touched, gets startled, reacts wrong, and then talks to cover it. Conor points a finger at Bruce. You're playing games, he says. Bruce shakes his head. No game, Bruce says. He gestures to Conor's chest. Nervous system, Bruce says. Conor's face hardens. He doesn't like that word. Nervous system sounds like science, like something outside his control. Conor prefers enemies he can punch. Bruce steps back slightly. Close your eyes, Bruce says. A low murmur runs through the room. Close your eyes? In a gym? In front of witnesses? Conor laughs. You want me to close my eyes? He says. You mad? Bruce doesn't blink. Close your eyes, Bruce repeats. Conor looks around at the witnesses, trying to recruit them into his mockery, but the witnesses are quiet now, because they want to see what happens. Conor's pride can't back down. He closes his eyes. The room feels different immediately. Conor's breathing grows louder, not because he's tired, because he's missing information. Bruce moves behind him, quiet footwork, no stomping, a soft shift in air. Conor flinches anyway. A shoulder twitch, an involuntary swallow. He opens his eyes fast. He starts. Bruce interrupts him gently. You reacted to nothing, Bruce says. Conor's face flushes. I reacted to sound, Conor snaps. Bruce nods. Yes, Bruce says, and that controls you. The room goes still. Conor's jaw clenches. He hates the feeling creeping up his spine, not fear of being hit, fear of being understood. He points at Bruce. So what do you want? He asks. You want me to be a statue? Bruce shakes his head. No, he says. I want you to be present. Conor laughs bitterly. Present, he repeats. I'm always present. Bruce looks at him and says quietly, no. That single word lands harder than the insults because Conor is used to controlling conversation. Bruce is controlling the room without raising his voice. Bruce steps closer. You are fast, Bruce says. You are dangerous. Conor's eyes narrow, suspicious of compliment. Bruce continues. But you are loud inside, Bruce says. So you must be loud outside. Conor swallows. Bruce points at the ring, the witnesses, the whole scene. You need an audience, Bruce says. Conor's face hardens. That's nonsense, he says. Bruce nods once. Then do it again, Bruce says. Conor exhales hard. Fine, he says. Again, Bruce raises his open palm. 10 seconds, Bruce says. This time Bruce gives Conor something different. A rule that sounds simple but changes everything. Breathe through your nose, Bruce says. Conor scoffs. Nose breathing. He repeats like it's a joke. Bruce doesn't smile. Yes, he says. Conor rolls his shoulders, trying to look relaxed. He inhales through his nose. It feels controlled, quiet, unfamiliar. Bruce adds another rule. Drop your shoulders, Bruce says. Conor tries. They don't drop easily. That's the problem. He didn't realize how much tension he lives with. Bruce raises the open palm. Start, Bruce says. Faint. Conor almost flinches, stops halfway. His eyes widen slightly at his own near reaction. Faint again. Conor blinks, but his head doesn't jump. He exhales through the nose. Faint toward the throat line. Conor's neck twitches, then settles. Faints toward the jaw. Conor's shoulders want to jump, but he forces them down, breathing slow. It's messy, not perfect, but different. Bruce stops. Stop, he says. Conor stands there, breathing through the nose, chest rising slower now. The room stays silent, but it's not humiliation silence. It's attention. Conor looks at Bruce like he's seeing a new kind of opponent. Not a striker, not a grappler, a man who can take away your rhythm without touching you. Conor swallows. That felt weird, he says, quieter. Bruce nods. You started to choose, Bruce says. Conor laughs once, but it's not mocking, it's disbelief. So that's it? Conor asks. This is your kung fu? Bruce answers calmly. This is you, Bruce says. Conor's face tightens. Bruce continues. Killing your opponent is easy, Bruce says. A few men shift at the harshness of the line. Bruce corrects without softening. Destroying him with violence is common, Bruce says. He points lightly to Conor's head. Controlling yourself is rare, Bruce says. Conor stares. Bruce steps back, giving Conor air. You called me a movie guy, Bruce says. Conor's eyes flicker, shame trying to rise. Bruce continues. You thought real meant violence, Bruce says. So you came loud. Conor clenches his jaw. Bruce points to the floor spot again. But real starts here, Bruce says, in stillness. Conor looks away. The room is quiet enough that even Conor can hear his own thoughts. That's the real punishment. Conor finally speaks, not loud, not to the crowd, to Bruce. Teach me, Conor says. The room almost exhales. Because it's the one sentence nobody expected from Conor McGregor in a private gym full of witnesses. Bruce nods once. Good, he says. Then Bruce does the most brutal thing a teacher can do. He doesn't celebrate. He doesn't make Conor feel special. He simply turns to the next fighter. Stand, Bruce says. And the training continues. Because the lesson was never Bruce's better. The lesson was this. You can be the loudest man in the room and still lose the first 10 seconds to your own reaction. If you want to know what Bruce actually taught that night, it isn't a secret technique. It's a truth you can test. Stand still. Let someone faint near your line of sight. Try not to react. If you flinch, don't feel shame. Feel information. Because real fighting isn't what you do to someone else. Real fighting is what you can stop yourself from doing when your body panics. That's why the room went quiet. Not because Conor got hit, because Conor got exposed in 10 seconds. And once a man sees that truth, he can't unsee it.